Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And I am back. I know it's been a very long time since I've not posted a long video, but I have a valid reason, okay? So here's a funny story for you. I actually recorded a whole reading vlog for these books. Like, it took me 1 week to record it and then 1 week to edit it. The footage got deleted and I just couldn't do anything. I mean, I cried, that's what I can do, but it didn't bring the footage back. But you know what? I thought that since I have read the books, I can just sit there and talk about them. Yeah, we're gonna have a chat, grab a snack or a drink, and just sit there and enjoy. So I think at this point, everyone knows about this series. If you read books or even if you don't, like, this is all over the internet. It's The Summer I Turned Pretty. So let's talk about them. So first of all, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, which is the first book in the series. And I read this thing in like one day, under 24 hours. And I think the only thing that is good about these books are how bingeable and readable they are. Like, they're so fast paced and entertaining, and they're just so easy to read. And I think that was the sole reason that I was able to complete this series, because boy, when I tell you that it was so irritating and frustrating for me to just continue the series after the second book. We'll talk about it later. For now, let's talk about this one. This is about a love triangle between Belly, Jeremiah, and Conrad. So Jeremiah and Conrad are brothers, and Belly goes to this cousin's beach every summer. Throughout her life, she has been going to this beach with her mother's best friend's two sons, which are Jeremiah and Conrad. So they all know each other from childhood, and that's pretty much the premise of it. Let me tell you, this book was really entertaining. Like, this was the first book, so I was really excited to know like what is in there that people are obsessed about it. And yes, I was entertained, but the story is so not unique. I don't enjoy stories like this. I just emotionally connected to just one person, and she was not even the main characters, but you know, she had this emotional thing, and I think she was there to just add an emotional aspect to the story and to just give Conrad a better character, because Conrad is just so cold, mysterious throughout the whole book. And I'm just like, why is Belly obsessing over this boy, and why is everyone on the internet is obsessing over him? But at the end of this book, we have a little reveal about why Conrad was reacting the way he was, and then I started liking Conrad. And then after finishing this book, I just started watching the Amazon Prime series, and I watched the first episode and I was obsessed with Conrad. Like, I think in the show, I think everybody knew that who Belly is gonna end up with, so they just did it purposely, that they made them have this chemistry, and I loved their chemistry on the show. But I think in the book, they don't have any like unique chemistry that is needed for me to root for them. I think it was just basic. Like, I didn't root for any of the brothers in this book. I was just like, I don't care. I literally don't care. I didn't care about Belly, because when you read a book, you have to care about the main character in order to care about her story or her perspective. But I literally was so frustrated. I don't want to say that I hate her, but I kind of do. Like, I just cannot stand this girl, okay? But anyway, gave this book a 3 stars, and then I moved on to the second book. It's Not Summer Without You, and this book just confused me. And let me explain that to you, because this book has a lot of time jumps. Like, you would be there in a setting, like, suppose, I don't know, how do I explain this to you? Maybe like Belly is in her home, like actual home, not the summer house. She's in her home, and then suddenly the setting would change, and then we would be talking about the past when she went to prom with Conrad, and then we will again go in the present, and it is not mentioned that we are in the present or the past. Like, you know, books have timelines like then, now. It was not mentioned. It was just like there were a lot of time jumps between scenes, and it was so frustrating. This is where my irritation started building, and I was just like, what the hell is happening? I don't want to read this book. This is like frustrating me. But nonetheless, it was entertaining. It's just like you watch a reality TV show and then people just say things or do things that you're just like, why are you doing this? It's so irritating. But you still watch it because it's entertaining. It's just like that. So I did continue the series solely because I wanted to make that video, and I'm glad that I finished it because I now know what this is all about. But I gave this book a 2 star. I don't like love triangles. I would only like a love triangle if it's done well, and I would only like it when it's in a fantasy series. Like, it just makes sense when it's in a fantasy series, but in real life I think it's just so irritating. It's so irritating. Anyways, I moved to the third book and hated it equally as the second one. I do think that the ending was really sweet. We know who she's gonna end up with, and I also read like the letters that he wrote to her, and it was like really sweet, and like the last chapter was really sweet. But the decision that she makes, and I understand that she's just a teenager, and when I was like 16 I did make horrible decisions, so I can't judge her, but I would still judge her because who's gonna stop me? I actually audiobooked a lot of this book and the second book too, because it was really hard for me to sit there and just read the book because it is so frustrating. And I know some people love the drama, some people love when it's just chaos, but I don't enjoy it. I want a little bit of reason behind people's actions. That's about it. My review is just that I didn't like the books. I just hated the second and third book. The first one was okay, and it was mainly because I was excited. I was excited to know what the hype is about, but then after that it just was boring and it was just pointless. I didn't like Belly, and if you don't like the main character, it's very, very obvious that you would not like the series because you're literally following the main character the whole time. So I hope you understand why I just don't like these books. But the Amazon Prime series that they made is fabulous. I loved the music choices that were made in that series. Like, it was phenomenal. Like, Conrad enters the show with a Taylor Swift song playing in the background, so you know it's gonna be epic. So when I watched the show, I was just like rooting for Conrad from episode 1, but the books, I just didn't root for anyone. I didn't. Wow, the words. Bugs were just not my thing. But I think the series was great. I enjoyed it. It was a lot more entertaining than the books. If you haven't read these books or watched the series, and if you really wanna watch it and you're wondering if you should read the books first then watch the series, I would just recommend you should just watch the series. It's so much better and you would be enjoying it more. But if you are like me, who is curious and cannot just simply watch a series or a movie that is based on a book without reading the book first, then you can read the books. Reading is subjective and it's not necessary. If I didn't like the book, you would not. So, but I just want to say that if you are like me, you want deeper connections, you want some sense in the main character, and you want her not to be a pick me and just some dumb teenager, just stay away from these books. But if you don't mind, if you want drama, if you really want to try it for yourself, just go ahead. I'm just telling my opinion, and I hope you understand that we all have different opinions. This is the first time I've ever sat and talked about a book, because I always enjoy doing reading vlogs and stuff, but I think it's a nice time we have a chat and we just connect. So I hope this was interesting for you to watch. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please like, comment and subscribe, and tell me in the comment section if you have read this series, or if you haven't, we can just have a chat, So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.